Good evening, everybody. It is a very, very hot Friday night here in Zhongshan, China. Thought I'd come at you with another live stream. It's been a while, and got a lot to share with you this evening. And I'm glad you're here with me. The title of tonight's live stream is "The Season Has Started," and it has. It started. What do I talk about? Talking about the baseball season in America today, or a few hours ago, this morning for me, I should say. The Dodgers played the Rockies, the world champion Dodgers, trying to defend their title this year, and they got their ass handed to them. It was just not a good game. I mean, I think they had like 15 hits, but only scored 5 runs. That's pretty inefficient production, I guess you could say, and I was a little upset about that. Kershaw got they didn't get hammered, but they are playing in Colorado. But we'll see what happens. We got another 161 games left to go, and I'm very, very optimistic about this year's team. We got a lot of really good pitching this year, and I'm excited for the season. And yes, I woke up this morning. The game had already started, and normally I would stream the games, the television live. But for some reason, they have this new software, Major League Baseball. I pay for it every year, and I wasn't able to get the game. So I had to listen to the radio. So I'm getting ready to start my day this morning and listening to Charlie Steiner, who, of course, I kind of grew up listening to, but he's no Vin Scully. He's a little slow in his reactions, so it's really kind of hard to follow. It's not like Vin Scully. Let's just say that, But yeah, I'm very excited for the season. Before we get started with the live stream, let's do some business real quick. All of my live streams are brought to you by fcustom.com. You can go here. You can get customized jerseys for baseball, basketball, football. They do hoodies now. I've seen me wear these in my past live streams. Very, very cool. 100% custom. And you can hit the link below and enter the coupon code Walkabout Rojo for an additional 10% off your purchase. So with that out of the way, let's continue with the live stream. I have some good news and some bad news and some potentially enormous news coming. Well, the big news probably announced in a couple weeks. I'm not ready to announce it yet. Not necessarily for this channel. Well, it will have effects on this channel, but it's big news in my life. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. I am not done with my road trip videos. Michael, I know you asked me about that, but they are coming out a little bit more. My next video will be a beautiful video, hopefully, of the Guangdong Grand Canyon. We visited on a rainy day, and we were the only ones in the canyon, but the majesty of that canyon, it's not like the Grand Canyon back home. It really isn't. But it is an incredible canyon with some of the most amazing waterfalls I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that we had it all to ourselves was truly something special. I really hope my camera was able to pick up the sheer size of it all. It was incredible. I wasn't able to fly the drone, obviously, because of the rain, but I still think I got some really amazing shots. So that'll be the next vlog video coming out. Got a bunch of things coming up this week that I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. But if you're just joining me, say hello. Tell me where you're from. And I'm going to share some photos of what's happened in the past. I got a lot of food porn for you guys tonight. If you like Chinese food, I'm going to share a lot of that with you. And just some other things from my life. And then we'll get to the news. Okay. So let's begin. Hold on. Before we do that, I have to pull up the photos. All right. What's the first photo I want to share? Let's start with this one here. Okay. So, okay. My foot. All right. So most of you guys know that I have been struggling with my foot for almost a year now. And originally I thought it was plantar fasciitis. And I thought, okay, I'll just do some therapy and it would all go away, but it didn't. And it started to get really, really bad just a couple of weeks ago. It was keeping me awake, and that's because I was continuing to exercise. I was hiking. I'm on my feet all day, I bought these Nike shoes just to help out with the pain, and they really do make a difference. So I finally was able to go to the doctor just this morning. I had to wait like a week because just finding the right time to get there, make the appointment, and everything. And went there and had the X-ray done, and I was very nervous that it was going to be a bone spur, as that kind of runs in my family. And as hard as I hit the trails, it was a very big possibility. For you guys who don't know, I hurt my foot trail running in the mountains here, and I've for maybe 10 years been a barefoot trail runner. That doesn't mean I run barefoot. It means I wear the little Vibram 5 fingers, and I've always sworn by this technique. But I hit it really, really hard one day, and my foot has never recovered from it. And we went to the doctor today, this early this morning, about 8 a.m., and, talked it over, had the X-ray done. 20 minutes later, came back, no bone spur. And I remember Mona was there to translate. They speak English at this clinic, but and my Chinese is getting better. But when it comes to medical stuff, you really want a good translation. You don't want any miscommunication. So Mona was there to help me. And she didn't tell me right away. She kept on saying, okay, we're going to get some cream. We're going to get some medicine. You're going to put on this. I'm like, just tell me, what do I have a bone spur or not? And she's finally told me, no, there's no bone spur. And a huge rush of joy came over me that it's not bone spurs, that it is just an inflammation of the muscles in the foot, in the heel area. It's going to take a little bit more time for it to heal. They did give me some medicine. I'm not going to be taking the medicine for a little. I'm not going to be taking the pills, that is. I have a topical cream I can put on it. Now, the reason, and let me just minimize this for a second. The reason why I will not be taking the pills is because I need to get my COVID shot. The COVID shot is available. All the teachers at my school have gotten it, except for me, because I've been taking ibuprofen for the last, couple of weeks. Not every day, but when the pain hurts, when the pain of the foot. And you're not allowed to take ibuprofen for 30 days before you get the shot. So I have to wait another 3 weeks or so before I can go get my COVID vaccine. And that is something I do plan on doing without any hesitation. I'm definitely going to go get it done. So I got to wait another 3 weeks to get that. And then after I get the COVID vaccine, I got to get the 2 shots. And after the 2 shots, then I'll be able to take medicine again. But I will have other good news, is that these shoes that I bought, I've been wearing these shoes, these Nikes, exclusively for the last 3 weeks, I guess. And it really has made a difference. I paid a lot of money for these shoes, but I did a lot of research, and these seem to be the ones that have made a difference, because my foot is slowly getting better. I don't wear my boots. I don't wear flip-flops. I wear these shoes exclusively to work, out to dinner, everywhere. And I really do think it's made a difference. So, I'm very, very happy to report that my foot is on the mend, and I'll be able to do some hiking, hopefully this summer. But in the meantime, there's no running, no weightlifting, no major hiking. I can go for a walk in the park, kind of thing. That's fine until my foot heals. So okay, so that's great news. Who else out there? Let's see. Oh, by the way, I want to tell you how much this cost me. So I didn't go to the public hospital for this. I went to a private clinic here in town. It was clean. It was beautiful. They told me it was going to cost a little bit more money, but I really don't think it did. So to see the podiatrist, appointment with the podiatrist, get an X-ray, and the medication he prescribed to me, about 135 RMB. 135 RMB for the visit. I was there for about an hour and a half. Parking was free. That's what, $20? $20. I mean, that's how much would a consultation from a podiatrist specialist and an X-ray and medication cost in American hospitals or private clinics or doctors? How much do you think that would cost? 135 RMB. I have a picture. I don't have it to share with you, but I actually have a picture to prove that it only costs 135 RMB for this whole thing. And it kills me that I didn't go and do this sooner. All right, enough of that. Who else out there? Let's see. We have Jimmy, who is from Texas. Great, wonderful. What city, Jimmy? You've told me once before, but I forgot. What city are you in? I have a long history in Texas. I've lived there. I've when I was in the surface, I was all over that place. I have a lot of family from that area. Dalton's on. Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. He says, I got the Pfizer one. And they didn't. So he says, I got the Pfizer one. They didn't tell us not to take medicine. Interesting. This is like a thing. There's like a bunch of stipulations before you take the Chinese one. I can't remember them all, to be honest with you. But one of them, the one I had to say yes was no. I'm taking ibuprofen, every other day, and they said we can't do that. You have to wait 30 days to get it. So, Jamaica Funk's on. Hey, Jamaica, I'm coming up to Shanghai in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna try and get a hold of Snarky. Snarky, if you're watching, I'm gonna come and hope all is well. But I'll be in Shanghai for a few days in a couple of weeks. I'll give you more information on that in a little bit. Thank you, Jimmy. Yes. Just swimming. I think that's the only thing I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks. If you're familiar with plantar fasciitis or any kind of inflammation of the foot tendons, it takes a long, long time to heal. And I still have to work. I still have to be on my feet and go about my day. So I'm going to continue to wear these shoes, and hopefully they will continue to heal. Nothing. I just can't lift weights. I can't play badminton. I can't go running. He's in Houston. Okay, thanks, Jimmy. You're in Houston. Okay. The thing that strikes me about Houston, when I've been there many times, it's similar to LA. The freeway systems are a little strange as far as the on-ramp, off-ramps, on-ramps, things like that. But no zoning laws. So you'll have like a giant apartment building right next to a convenience store or something. It's a very odd city in that sense. Yeah. Malaysian guy is here. Jonathan Tai is on. Bolton says, I guess better safe than sorry for those kinds of things. I think in the U.S. they're pretty desperate to get everyone vaccinated from what I've seen. And they've been doing a good job. American vaccination rates are pretty high. China's a little slow to roll it out, but they've got a huge population to do it. And I think they're doing very methodically. So this was just announced that foreigners are now starting to get it in various cities. But not everywhere, not yet. It's still slow. But I also believe, to be honest, there's not much of a the virus is pretty much non-existent in China. They announced that they had a bunch of cases today. They locked down another city trying to contain it, but for the most part, it's not rampant in this country. So it's not like America, where they need to get it done as fast as possible. So there's have a little time to do it, I guess you could say. Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's give you some more photos. Okay. Okay. So let's see what else I can share with you guys. What's going on here? I think this was last night. Was this last night? It was 2 nights ago. Dalton, you'll probably recognize a couple of these folks. We had a little Dapadam barbecue after my Chinese class, and great fun. Lots of fun with the locals here, just barbecuing it up. I was only there for about an hour. I wish I could have stayed longer, but I had a jet early morning the next day. But we're saying goodbye to a couple of folks, and yeah, it was a good time. Hey, these guys, I mean, this is one of the best things about living in China is you have these relationships with the locals, and you go out and you eat and drink and have tons of fun. And I just wanted to share that with you, that life here is pretty freaking awesome. So that was that one. This is my Chinese class. This is I think this was last week sometime. We are taking the HSK class. We have a new teacher who's fantastic. we're hoping to sit for the HSK exam in a couple months. And in the middle of this, they have just announced that our HSK exam, the HSK exam program, has been completely redone. So it used to be like 1 through 6 or something. Now they've got like bands, 1 through 3 bands, and so it's all coming together. They just announced this like a couple of days ago. So we're waiting to see. We're going to continue with their current books, but everything's getting revamped in July, and that's about the same time that we're planning on taking our exam. So just so you guys know that Chinese language courses are a huge deal for me, and I'm putting an awful lot of time and effort into my already busy schedule because I feel it is extremely important. My Chinese has gotten better and better over the years, but I still had trouble reading and writing. And so a couple of these guys in this class are actually very, very fluent orally, but struggle with reading and writing, which all of you know is not the easiest thing in the world. So we are focusing on practical Chinese as well as the book, but also reading and writing Chinese. And I got to tell you, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. Take a look at this. Excuse me. Pardon me, man. You see that? Hold on, don't let me get your comment off there. Sorry, buddy. All right, so this is my car. You can see here the headliner was peeling a little bit, and it wasn't a big deal, but it was starting to get a big deal. I like to drive with my windows down. You know, the AC in my car is great; it works wonderful, but it really does sap a lot of the power out of that little 4-banger that I got in there. So, you know, when I'm on the highway, I'll run the AC, but around town, I just like to drive around with the windows open, get a little breeze. And so this headliner has been flapping in the wind a little bit and slowly and getting worse and worse. So I had to get it fixed. So took it to the shop here. And as you can see, they're removing it. I've never done this before in a car. I thought it would be like a simple deal, like you just kind of cut a little hole, start gluing it. No, they have to remove the roof completely out of it. And this is what they did. They removed it. And you can see there it's, you know, these are some of the plastic side panels and everything. They removed it. I took it to the shop. A former colleague of mine has a brother who owns a shop in town. And, you know, they gave me a fair price. They really did. I'll tell you about that in a second. And then, of course, they tried to upsell me on a couple other things. But, you know, it's nice to know people who have shops like this to help you out. You know, it was very, very simple. They were able to get it all done in like 2 hours, basically. I got another picture. So this is what the car looks like here with no roof. So that's the bare metal roof of my car. You can see the wires. And I thought about installing like a new camera system or something while the roof was off. But, you know, they wanted one that was like a DVD player and about one of those 360 cameras, which I have a backup camera, but a 360 camera would have been kind of cool. But for 2,500 RMB, man, well, I wasn't really feeling it. And then they installed the new one. And they got it all done really fast. And it's got that new car smell because of the glue they use. So my car smells like a new car again. I actually kind of dig it. Yeah. And then in addition, so they tinted the windows for me as well. So I went ahead and got that done because summer's coming up. And I got it really dark. So here is the ride with the new tinted windows. I think it looks pretty good for a 10-year-old car. I think it looks really good, and it does make a huge difference, man. When in Guangdong summer, having tinted windows, it's an ice box in that car now. When I turn on the AC, it's wonderful. It definitely keeps the heat out. So the car is running great. I got about 125,000 kilometers on it right now. It's due for a if you guys follow my channel, you follow, you know, how I take care of the car and the expenses that I pay for the car. Because buying a used car in China is not something that everyone does or even recommends. So I embarked on this journey over a year ago of a secondhand car ownership that you've seen in my videos. And I got to tell you, I've been very impressed with not just the quality, but the experience of owning this car, the price of maintenance. It is considerably better now than the day I bought it because I put a little bit, I put new tires, new brakes, battery, all the little things here and there, spark plugs, things like this, right? But overall, the maintenance costs have been remarkably low. So for the tint and the headliner replacement cost me about 950 RMB, less than 1,000 RMB, which is about 120, $130 for both of that. Got it done in a couple hours. It's running like a champ. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is sorted and perfect in every way right now. But I'm coming up on I got a Mitsubishi four-banger in there, and I'm coming up on a time when I got to do the timing belt. So if I'm going to keep this car for another year, which is the plan, at least one more year, if not longer, the timing belt replacement, I'm going to have to do that soon. Yeah. In America, timing belt replacement, what, $800-900? I could be wrong. If I recall, the last time I had it done on a car, it cost like about $800 or $900, if I remember. I'll find out how much it is because something I'm probably going to end up doing this summer. So, yay for the secondhand car ownership experience in China. Right. Okay. Close all those. All right, let's go to the comments. Let's see some comments here. Okay, Lang and Short tuning in from Japan. Very good, man. Welcome. What city are you in Japan? I really enjoyed my time in Japan. I really want to go back. I only spent 4 days there, and I didn't get to see everything I wanted to see while I was there. I was just in Tokyo. I did go to Kamakura. One of my favorite videos I made all of last year was my Kamakura video. But I want to go to the Northern Island and rent a car and drive around and really explore Japan some more. I'm feeling a little bit of a wanderlust to get out of China for a little bit. I love China. I love traveling around China, but I really love to see some different cultures and travel around. So we're all kind of waiting for that, right? Okay, let's see. Chinese government forces you to take the vaccine. They don't force you to do anything with regards to that. But if you want to do anything, you need the Chinese vaccine. If you want to come and go as you please. The thing about, and it's not just in China, by the way, this is going to happen in every country. There's going to be a form of prejudice towards those who are not vaccinated because you have vaccine passports and all this stuff, the QR code, right? And you're going to find in the next few months because there's a lot of people, especially in America, who are choosing not to take the vaccine. Fine, that's their choice. But they're going to find themselves excluded from a lot of travel opportunities, public events, things like this. And so getting the vaccine will make life a hell of a lot easier. As it is now, I'm planning a trip to Shanghai in a couple of weeks. And I know that just to make my life easier, I'm going to have to go get my COVID test again, which is good for 7 days. And it's right down the street. I just pop in and do it. It's like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks. And it goes to my QR code. And that makes my life a hell of a lot easier when I'm checking into hotels or trying to travel around the country. So having the vaccine certificate on my QR code will, especially the Chinese one, I'll be able to go to and from Macau, Hong Kong, all over China, and hopefully in and out of China. Hopefully I'll get to go home this summer. That's what I'm hoping for. Good. I understand in England you guys are still on lockdown. I got a buddy of mine still in lockdown down there, but things are looking up. Things are looking up. Japan, not started on general population yet. Olympics should be fun. Maybe. I'm looking forward to the Olympics. I like the Olympics. I find the Olympics to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Jimmy Hugh says, I taught HSK in America. What band are you? I'm in HSK 1. I'm on lesson 4 of the HSK book. We just started this. Now, a lot of this stuff is easy for me, some of the vocabulary. It's easy for a lot of us, but it's also a good review. I mean, pinyin pronunciation, HSK 1 and 2 is all pinyin, and then 3 and 4, this is the current program, is in the Chinese characters. A lot of it is review, but there's some gaps of ignorance sprinkled in that we learn something new every day. And I'm very excited for it, especially the writing and the reading. That is really the main reason why we're starting from the very beginning, because we want to learn how to write and read Chinese from the very beginning. So we're excited for that. Come back soon, Dalton. Come back soon. I'm sure everyone would love to see it, man. Yeah. Yeah, we've all had a car like that, right? Jolly says he was just about to call me. Well, you can talk to me on here, buddy. Yeah, I owe you a phone call, Paul. I know you got a busy day tomorrow. Does China have tint laws like the US? I believe they do, but this is China. Everyone has their windows tinted, just like in the US. Everyone has their windows tinted. I think in the US it's by state. In California, you're not supposed to have your front windows tinted. But this is China. Take that for what it is. You will have to replace the tent every time you get a MOT. Yep, that's right. But it doesn't cost very much. And I just had my my MOT done, so I'm good for about 18 months. It's fine. I'm happy. It is the way it is. I got a photo I'll share with you about this here in a second. Iceman says he'll be back in September. Rock on, brother. See, everyone's coming back, man. Are you free on Wednesday? Probably not. I'm booked up next week. I'm going out of town next week. I have my lectures after the holidays. Qingming this weekend, by the way, guys. So we have a 3-day weekend: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I plan on doing absolutely nothing. I'm going to sit at my desk and I'm going to edit videos and I'm going to relax because I've earned that. And then I'm going out of town, Jolly. I'm going to Dongguan for a few days. Dongguan has a trade show that I'll be attending. It's the Recreational Vehicle and Self-Driving Tourism Exposition, something along those lines. It is in the city of Dongguan. I'll be staying in Dongguan. I think my buddy Fernando, he's off in Xinjiang. I don't know when he comes back. I'll talk about that here in a second too, about what's going on there. But it should be a wonderful show. I've talked about the RVs industry here. I know Daniel Dumbrill talks about it a lot as well. I want to learn more about it. I'm very, very interested in the van life and stealth vanning, lifestyle. Is that a possibility to do something like that in China? I'm really, really interested. But more than anything, I'm curious about the industry and how it's progressing, and I really feel it's going to be a huge business opportunity in the future here. So I'm going to go do that. I'll make a video about it. Stay in a couple of hotels as well. I want to return also to the what was once the largest mall in the world. I did a video about it many years ago, and most recently I was featured in a magazine in Dongguan called Here Dongguan. Shared that with you guys, and a lot of the Dongguan community have seen that video and they've requested that I come back and do an updated video because many of them didn't like that video. Yeah, so I'm going back. I'm gonna go back and spend a few days in Dongguan. Mm-hmm. And Mona will be joining me for that trip, by the way, too. So, rural Greater Tokyo area countryside living. Also drive a used car here, so it's interesting to compare costs. Biannual maintenance, road tax here sets you back. I understand owning a car in any major city, even like Tokyo, even if you're in the outskirts of Tokyo, is still an expensive proposition. I remember going to Tokyo, and the cars are really small, but also parking is very expensive. So I can imagine owning a car is an expensive proposition, just as it is in any major city. Here in Zhongshan, it's not so bad. I mean, I pay if I'm gonna park at a local mall, maybe 25 RMB for a full day of parking. If you're in Guangzhou, you'll pay 100 in a mall, 300 on the street. So it's Guangzhou, the major cities. Shenzhen, my God, very, very expensive. Yeah. That is a thing, right? It's not really holidays, is it, Jamaica? I mean, Gene, it's like a delayed work day, you know. But in this case, I am getting a 3 day holiday, 3 day weekend, and so my Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is an holiday, and they did confirm that I only had 2 lectures on Monday, anyways. They are canceled, and I won't have to make them up. So that's good news for me. Uh, Yes, he does. He has an RV. Daniel has an RV himself, and he's really into that lifestyle. In fact, he's going on a trip soon. Going to be documenting it. I think he already went on the trip, and he's just releasing the videos now. I have over 500, man. Got to watch them all, brother. Okay. All right, let's do a couple other photos here. Okay, let's see. What else is going on? You like cars? Check this one out. I saw this at Liho Plaza. Now, there are exotic cars here in Zhongshan, and one of the things I'm going to do is maybe this weekend during the holiday, I'm going to go on car spotting. It's like bird watching or bird spotting. I'm going to do car spotting in the area, and I'm not going to like look for like exotic cars like this. I'm going to go look for regular, interesting vehicles all throughout the town. I'm not going to know everything about them. So I saw this entering into Liho Plaza just the other day. Absolutely incredibly gorgeous car. I have no idea what kind of Ferrari it is. If you guys know, put it in the comments, because I didn't do my research on it. It seems like there's a million Ferrari models out there, and but this one just caught my eye, and I just thought it was so freaking sexy. I had to take a picture of it. Sorry, guys. All right, what else is out? What else we got here? Oh, let me show you this. Okay, so here you go. I don't know if you can see that. See, bring it up. So this, whoop, you guys got a picture. So this is the infamous camera system in China, the traffic camera system. Man, they get you for everything. I've been caught twice crossing a solid white line. I paid my fine. I took the points on my license. This happened to me a few weeks ago. They say, or the computer says, that I was not wearing a seatbelt. So, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, how can you tell if I'm wearing a seatbelt or not based on this photo? I mean, it really is impossible to see. So I went to the police station and I wanted to, hey, let's take a look at the photo together. Couldn't do it. Said, look, I'll just pay the fine. And I couldn't do that because I don't have a Chinese ID number. I had to make another appointment and sit down with a guy, and it was just a pain in the neck. But we finally, Mona helped it out and finally got this photo taken. Now, the problem is that I was wearing my seatbelt. I always wear my seatbelt. That my car will beep at me if I don't wear a seatbelt. So I know for a fact I was wearing it. In fact, I remember when this was taken, it was a cold day, and I was wearing this jacket. So you can see I was wearing this jacket with that seatbelt. And this happens a lot. I've talked to friends of mine. If you wear a black suit or a black shirt and you have a black seatbelt, the camera's going to catch you and they're going to say you weren't wearing your seatbelt because it looks for the contrast. So you have to submit it for approval or submit it for manual review. We submitted mine for a manual review. I haven't gotten word back on it yet, but that's the jacket I was wearing and that's the seatbelt cover. So we really struggled trying to log into the system to try and take care of this on my own. Weeks we struggled with it, really. So, so yeah, we'll find out what happens. It's a 200 RMB fine. It's no points on my license, but I don't want to pay 200 RMB. I was wearing my seatbelt. I'm pretty sure I was. I'm almost 100% positive that I was. So You got to be careful. Cameras are everywhere in China, and they'll get you. They'll get you. It's part of life here, guys. All right, what else can I share with y'all here? Okay, let's do some let's do some food porn, shall we? Okay. Let's take a look here. This is my favorite street food. Jianbing Godzi. It's basically like a pancake with a couple of eggs. You got some lettuce in there, a little bit of lajio, and a little cracker. You can put all kinds of different things in this. You can put chicken, you can put sausage and stuff like that. But I gotta just share with you my favorite. That's so good. Guess how much that costs? That cost 8 RMB. Basically like $1.30 for that. I love China. Now I'm going to go from the extremes. Okay. So I'm going to go from this extreme of a cheap little street food snack that is delicious. I love these things. Dalton, you know what I'm talking about. If you've eaten this, you know what I'm talking about. And you can get them on the street really, really cheap. Okay. So I'm going to go from that. And just this past weekend, I attended a wedding up in Xiaolan. I'm in Xiaolan. This is the wedding reception area. This is a Chinese wedding, and I've been to a couple of them. You've seen them in my videos. I did take a lot of video of this. It'll be in a future video, of course. Excuse me. So this is for a former colleague of mine, and up in Xiaolan when I worked for Metin. And it was great to see all my Metin friends again from Xiaolan. Just to go up to Xiaolan, just to be in Xiaolan again was great. It felt really wonderful to see everybody and spend time with them. Excuse me, I was only there for the wedding, and I had to come home because again, an early morning the next day. I've been waking up very early to try to get out to the college for my first lecture. Excuse me. Let me wet my whistle, guys. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, yeah, let me share this with you. All right. Maybe some of you know this. I don't know. It's a mixed drink. But it's actually not very good either. I'll be honest with you. It's this. Can you see that? Pogues, single malt Irish whiskey, the official whiskey of the legendary band. Now, is that a band? Is that like an Irish? I don't know. I didn't even bother looking it up. But it's absolutely terrible whiskey. But it was the first time I saw it at BLT, so I said, okay, let me give it a try. And I'm actually not very happy with it, but so I had to mix it with a little 7-Up. I wet my whistle, guys. Sorry about that. All right. Back to the food porn. Okay, so the thing about this wedding is one of these Chinese weddings that is absolutely massive. The two people who are getting married, apparently they come from very wealthy families. And weddings are an event that families like this really show off their wealth. And you can see here, here's another one here. So this is just this is not even half the room. This is like a third of the room. This was Sunday night, and apparently they had the same amount of people the night before. So they had one night for the party for the like husbands or the groom's family, and then they had another night. This is the bride's night. So we counted it up, and there's like 10 people per table, and there were about 170 tables altogether, times 2 nights, plus the previous night before that was another party. Just an insane amount of people, an insane amount of food, and it's the most expensive. Excuse me, it's the most expensive restaurant in town, from what I was told. Unbelievable. It was just so opulent. And the ceremony, Chinese weddings, the ceremony is only like 10-20 minutes long. Everyone watches the little video of them, the groom going to pick up the bride, and then they have to play the little games and stuff. Very, very interesting customs. Funny, actually, but really well produced little videos. And then they come up on stage, and their parents come up on stage, and they get some gifts, and they say thank you, and then that's it. That's done. And the rest of it is just dinner. It's just dinner. And man, is it a dinner. Let me show you some of this food. All right, so I think this is the abalone. Look at the size. I mean, Those abalones are, I don't know about, can you see that? About that big. Enormous. Mm. What else we got here? Okay, so we got some pork and chicken. Oh, I think this is the lobster. Yeah, look at that. You guys getting hungry? I'm getting hungry just looking at that. The lobster was so good. It was so. I'm not a big seafood fan. Everyone who knows me knows that, but I ate a ton of this lobster. So damn good. This was just, that wasn't too impressive. Now look at the fish here. That fish was really good. Again, I'm not a big like seafood fan or anything, but man, and that's big. That's a big fish. Delicious beef, of course. Are you guys getting hungry yet? The wonton soup. Fantastic. This isn't even everything. There were a couple of other like dishes that came out before. There was cakes, there was desserts, there was breads. It was way too much. I mean, they waste so much food at these things, and nobody ever eats all that stuff. And again, there were the people I was with were at both dinners. Like okay, so like here's a couple. These two girls I used to work with. You've seen them in my videos in the past. Is Shiva and Tina. Tina's from England, and no, she's not pregnant. Maybe we're just having some fun, but she was at both. I think both of them were at both dinners. So they had this giant dinner 2 nights in a row. So that was good. Okay, enough of that. Okay, anything else I can share with you guys? Oh, this flashed up. Mona took this shot of me yesterday. She put this on my head, thought it was cute while I was working. So yes, I have a sense of humor as well, guys. All right. I think that's it. That's it for the photos. Okay. Let's go to get some let's see here. Some comments out there. Polly just sent me a WeChat message. Oh. Thanks, Charlie. I'll let you know, man. That's actually very interesting. I don't think I'll be here, but after the live stream, man, I'll let you know. I don't think I'll be available, unfortunately, but we can talk later. All right. There are 2 new electric cat shows in Zhongshan. I'll send you the dates. Electric car shows. Yes, please do. Oh, Jolly, send me those dates, man. I've been doing a lot of car videos. My last car video I did of the Geely products seems to be pretty good. I'm very happy with the way it came out. I think it's one of the best car videos I've made so far. My next car video will be the Havel dealership. It won't be as good, but I got to see 2 Havels, the Doggo, big dog, and the M6, which is another interesting vehicle for various reasons. And then after that, I did the Geely Jiaji MPV, and that's going to be a good video. I got the RV one coming up soon. I've got a lot of car videos coming up, guys. I've been filming them. I've been scheduling filming them. Interesting cars, including some electric cars. I got one that I've been kind of messing around with called Chinese Cars in Chinese Malls, because every mall you go to, there's cars on display. This mic won't stay. Okay, like that. Simple, replace a red seatbelt or that's not a bad idea, actually, Ashman. A lot of the guys have like little pads right here with, but they're all like Hello Kitty or Pikachu, and I'm not that. So it was just a one day I happened to wear my jacket while I was driving. I almost never do, and they caught me. Oh yeah, it will get you. Lots of cameras. Yeah, it's just part of living here, guys. You get used to the camera situation. I mean, I've talked about this in the past. One of the things is when you when I talk to my students, I ask them, okay, do you like going hiking? And some of them will say yes, they love going hiking, but a lot of them will say, no, I don't like going hiking because it's dangerous. There are no cameras there, So in Western culture, we say, no, that's why we like going hiking because there are no cameras, no one watching you. But even on many of the mountain, trails and places that we do camp, there are cameras everywhere because they have actually very strict campfire laws in China. So if they catch you, having a campfire where you're not supposed to, or smoking on top of the mountain and you cause a forest fire, they're coming after you, man. It's very serious there. You're talking about the Jianbing. Yeah, I think Jianbing is from that area. But there are like old ladies with little carts running around all over Zhongshan that have them, and there's a couple of like little restaurants, even in the mall downstairs, that have them too. It's a great one. I can imagine insurance on the spot. Car in UK. How much car insurance in China? It's comparable. It depends on the price of your car. Obviously, my car was not very expensive. I paid less than 29,000 RMB for my car a year ago, and the bare minimum. You can get as much insurance as you can. You can get millions of RMB worth of insurance, and you pay more for that. But the minimum required by law, I think I paid 1,300 RMB for the year, which gets you the paperwork that you need to get the registration done. It's not good insurance. It's just the bare minimum. I mean, when you get in an accident here, it's unless it's a really, really bad accident, you have a very expensive car, it's usually better just to settle it on the spot. The cops will come and you can just settle the bill. The cops will determine who's at fault, and then you can settle on the spot in cash and be done with it and don't even involve the insurance. That's one method. If you go through the insurance, then it's a process. And so I think the bare minimum for mine, I got more than that, obviously, but the bare minimum I think for my car was 1,300 RMB a month or 1,300 RMB a year, which is peanuts. It's $150 a year, about. So you can imagine. No, it's more than that. It's almost $200 a year. Still really, really affordable. Who said China is poor? Welcome to America. America's not poor. There are poor people in America, of course, but I was the night manager at the Ritz-Carlton for a couple of years, and when I was in grad school, and the amount of money that is spent on weddings in America, they're not big weddings like what you saw, but they are very opulent and very expensive. It's kind of insane. Says, where is the shark fin soup? There was no shark fin soup. I'm happy to report. No shark fin soup. I have seen it on menus in some places here, but I've had shark fin soup once. I went to a Chinese wedding in Los Angeles, and I had it accidentally. I didn't know it was shark fin soup. I started eating it and said, this is interesting. What is it? And they said, it's shark fin soup. And I immediately pushed it aside. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of sharks. My whole family is. And so the idea of shark fin soup really just pisses me off. So, there was no shark fin soup at this wedding. That's great to hear, Jimmy. Yeah. But it is on the menu. It might be illegal, but it's everywhere. I've seen it on many menus here. It is very expensive. You can also get it in America too. So it's still a thing. Even if it is illegal, it's still a thing. Yeah, my new China Jeep cost 3,600 one with full cover. What do you mean by China Jeep? Do you mean the BJ40, or do you have a Chinese-made Jeep Wrangler, one built in Shanghai? Curious. 3,600 RMB. That's comparable for liability-only insurance. I think it's what you pay in America. About that. Okay, let's go to the news, shall we? We'll come back to your comments here in a second. Let's do some news. Got some interesting news. Oh, hold on a second. Pull that up. Okay, all of my live streams are brought to you by fcustom.com. Go here and get yourself a nice custom jersey. I've got a bunch of mine. You've seen me wear them. And hit the link below and enter the coupon code Walkabout Rojo for an additional 10% off your purchase. You get a nice little gift. The season has started, so you can go to games this year. You can go to the sports bar and wear your custom jersey. If I was in America, I'd be wearing mine all over town, I'm sure. But yeah, help the channel, help me out. 10% off your purchase if you hit the link below. The coupon code is Walkabout Rojo. You can also buy me a coffee if you like. No one's bought me a coffee in a long, long time. Months, really. I'm not even sure if this is still a thing, buying a coffee. You can follow me on Twitter. I don't have many followers on Twitter because I don't really tweet. I don't really follow Twitter, but I do provide links. If you're a Twitter person, if you like to tweet, you can follow me here. Rojo Reads the News is a thing. I have been posting to it. I have recorded some, and more are coming out. The best-selling electric car in China is the Wuling EV. I think the Baojun one is a little bit better, although it's twice as expensive. And of course, I do movie news and other news about life all throughout the things that interest me: movies, entertainment, travel, business, life in China, things like that. You can follow me on Facebook. Here is also links to all my videos as well as photos for upcoming videos. So you can see here, this is me with the Jili Jiaji. This is coming out soon. Couple weeks, guys. Couple weeks. Okay. And if you want, you can follow me on Patreon. I have 4 Patreons total. I make $22 a month. So you can imagine that this is not a money-making endeavor for the amount of work I put into this channel. I really don't make a whole lot of money, but I do appreciate all of my Patreons, and any support you guys give me. Just watching my videos alone is awesome. So thank you for all of your support. Okay. A couple more. Iceman says, yes, he's got the BJ40. Do you have that's great. I like the BJ40, Iceman. I'm sure you've watched some of my videos and you've seen that. I actually like it better than the Jeep Wrangler. Price-wise, here in China, the BJ40 is a better deal, I think. Now, I don't know the drivetrain. I haven't actually driven one, so I can't talk to the drivetrain of the 4x4 capabilities, but I understand they're still pretty damn good, but the interior quality is much better than the Jeep. I think it looks pretty cool too. I'm a big fan of the BJ40. Have you seen I did it in my last car show video. They have Biot Group, the Beijing Automotive Corporation. They have a version of the G-Wagon. It's a total copycat of the G-Wagon. And I think they do everything shy of admitting it's a copycat. They say it's inspired by the G-Wagon. But everything about that is a G-Wagon for about half the cost of a G-Wagon. And it's nice. It's really nice. I liked it a lot. I still wouldn't pay 300,000 RMB for it. But, the Jeep is, the BJ40 is pretty good. Yeah, 180,000 4x4. Yeah, that's pretty good. Is it the 4-door or the 2-door, Iceman, that you got? Elon Musk and Bill Gates are the only rich people. Hey, don't forget about Amazon dude. What's it? Jeff Bezos. Yeah, I think he's the richest. I think Elon Musk is the richest man, or did Jeff Bezos take it over again? I'm not sure, because the EV stocks got hit a lot in the last couple of weeks. So I think Jeff Bezos is up there. It's funny. Jeff Bezos, richest man in the world. Do you know who the richest woman in the world is? It's Jeff Bezos's ex-wife is now the richest woman in the world. Insert Eddie Murphy raw bit. Half. Yeah. Okay, Iceman, you got the 4-door. I like the 4-door. I actually prefer the 2-door. I think the 2-door is a little bit. The 4-door is nice. Don't get me wrong, that long wheelbase, but I don't need all that space. The 2-door, I think, if I were to get one, it would be the 2-door. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, let's do some news, guys. How are we doing? Oh, we're coming up on an hour, so we got to get going. Okay, news. Okay, 8 amazing trips to take around China this May holiday. It's Qingming this weekend, And then in a month will be the May Day holiday, Chinese Labor Day. Let's see where we got here. This is Zhangjiajie and Fenghuang, the Avatar Mountain Tour. I've done this. I haven't done the Avatar Mountain Tour, but I've seen the Avatar Mountain in Zhangjiajie. I've got videos on it, and I have been to Fenghuang as well. Great trip. One of the most amazing trips I've ever taken in my life. And recommend those videos greatly. Got to go to Hunan. Now, during the May Day holiday, probably not a good idea to go here. Dali, Lijiang, Shangri-La, without a doubt, one of my dream trips. And I was going to do it for Spring Festival. I've talked about it, but because of the travel restriction of COVID, the Spring Festival, I didn't do it. But yeah, you want to fly into Kunming, rent a car, and drive into the mountains, Dali, Lijiang, and Shangri-La. Sunny Sanya, also another place. I had my tickets booked. I canceled my tickets in favor of doing something else. And then we thought about driving to Hainan, putting our car on the ferry and taking it across the ferry. But then we were told, okay, you can do that, but getting your car back on the ferry and getting it back into the mainland, you might have to wait a couple days to do that. And that just, we're like, okay, no Sanya. Okay, so here we have Dunhuang and the Rainbow Mountains. This I don't know anything about. Oh, yeah, I've seen these before. Yeah. Where is this? The Gobi Desert. That could be a winner. During May Day, go out into the desert like that. As long as you're not with a big like tour group, yeah, that could be a winner for a May Day holiday. Guizhou, definitely. Guizhou has some amazing natural beauty. I have been to Guizhou before, and I've seen some of it. It was before I was documenting with my YouTube channel. I'd love to go back. It is becoming a place to travel to because right next to Hunan, and it's one of the cheapest places to travel in China. And they've put so much money because it's one like the poorest province in China, if I'm not mistaken. But so the government has pumped so much money in the infrastructure, tourism infrastructure, to try and, stimulate the economy there. And so that might be a place to go. And the Yangtze River cruise, definitely something on the to-do list. And Chengdu also on the to-do list. God, so much I want to do, but unfortunately, life gets in the way of living, doesn't it? This happened today. A 3.7 earthquake struck Huyan in Guangdong. I was just in Huyan a couple weeks ago, and you can see here this reservoir, this water piece right here. That's the largest reservoir in Guangdong. Huyan itself it's a nice town. It's okay. I mean, I like it. I like the food there. It's kind of this Hakka food. But we went and had a barbecue on the banks of this. We got stuck in the mud. That's coming out in a vlog soon too. Maybe another 2 weeks or so. I have so much raw video to get through, but I'll show you this. But that's where we were, and there was an earthquake there. And you think, oh, Hong Kong or China doesn't get earthquakes. No, we get earthquakes. I've felt them here once before. And it was felt as in Meizhou. 9 earthquakes of a magnitude 3 or higher near Huyan in the recent 5 years. So yeah, we do get earthquakes. And China's Ministry of Education stops Cambridge English exams. We talked about this as well. If you're an English teacher, there's been big shakeups in the English teaching community in China, not the private English teaching community, but in the public schools. A lot of the international programs in the public schools have been eliminated, and now it looks like they're going to start eliminating some of these exams as well from Cambridge. Now, there's some debate on what that's going to do to the industry, and I'm not 100% sure. English is still part of the curriculum, but the private English training centers flourish and make so much money in China because Chinese parents realize that it's not just to take the test for the Gaokao and the Zhongkao. That is a big part of it, but Chinese parents are very aware that not just English education, but secondary education outside of public schools, whether it be in science, even sports, music. These are programs that the public schools either lack or don't do a really good job of, and that includes English training. The parents understand that this is a very competitive place in the world. And the economy, where it's going and what's going to happen to the economy here in the next 10, 20, 30 years, your child really needs as much education as possible to stand out, to make it in this world. To read Thomas Friedman's The World is Flat. We had a debate with my buddies recently about this. It's one of my favorite books, but it talks about how people in the Western countries, America and Europe, are no longer competing with the person down the street for a job in the local community. You're now competing with everybody with a cell phone. That includes all 1.4 billion Chinese, all 1.3 billion Indians, everyone in Africa now who has a cell phone and access to an internet, Wi-Fi connection. We're competing with it all now. So in order to compete against the whole world, you really have to invest in your education. So even though they've stopped the exams, the main suite exams, I think that it's still going to continue. You're still going to have huge amount of education put through this. I could be wrong, but that's my belief. Here's the new HSK start to July 1st. Here's the levels now. Now you have elementary level with 3 bands, intermediate level with 3 bands, and then the advanced level with 3 bands. So the comparison is the old HSK 1, which is what I'm studying right now. Old vocabulary required only 150. New vocabulary required 500. So you can see the big jump in. This is probably a good thing. Now, this does affect foreigners who live in China. If your work permits and residence permits, they vary throughout the regions, but your proficiency in your Chinese does affect your eligibility for longer term residence permits and your work permit status. Average Joe Schmo English teacher like me, it won't affect too much, but for higher level talents who are like scientists and engineers and stuff, it definitely does have an effect. Something to keep in mind if you are a teacher out there. I thought this was great. Man gets fight of his life when python emerges from his toilet. They actually have a photo of this. A man in Thailand was given the shock of his life after a deadly python rose out of his toilet while he was sitting on it. Can you imagine? Some chai, forgive me, 45 from the Sumit Prakan province was sitting on his toilet on March 28 when he felt something bump into his bottom. When he stood up to see what had hit him, he saw the head of a snake staring back at him from the toilet bowl. And look at the size of this thing. Here he's got the head in his look at that. How did the snake get in there? Look at the size of the snake. How the hell? Just when you thought it was safe to take a dump. Oh my God. This is true. I have seen cockroaches crawl out of that, those squat toilets in the past. But God, now I got to watch for pythons. Yikes. Oh man. 90%, over 97% of Chinese parents say overparenting is common. I think anyone who is a child of Chinese parents can attest to this. And I will agree. Over 97% of Chinese parents agreed that overparenting is common, and 88.6% of them admitted they have done too much for their children, showed a survey released by China Youth Daily. I'm actually surprised it's 97%. I didn't think it would be that high, but yeah, it's pretty high, right? About 70% of the respondents said that overparenting or helicopter parenting, some people call it the tiger mom, I think they call it, right? would cause their kids to be more reliant on them. As for the reasons behind parenting, the survey suggested that 60% of parents want their kids to outdo their other children, while more than half choose to hover over the children in order to provide a better childhood than they themselves enjoyed. That is a very true statement. The generation gap, what I hear from this from Xinhua, the generation gap here is gigantic. I mean, we often talk and joke about the differences between the generations back in America. I know my parents, my grandparents, and the differences we have. It's like night and day. It's like night and day compared to China. And right on target, you were spared that grief. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. You know very well I was, and I love you for it. Thank you. I've talked about this in the past. You know, my parents were not tiger parents. They were very supportive of my crazy endeavors that I had over the years, but they were always quick to give me a slight course correction when I needed one. if you're a if you're a boater or a yachter, you know what that means. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. The home connected by 2 acres redefines the function of the home. Okay, so this comes from Liju Design, PC House Home app. Again, I want to start sharing this on some of my live streams because I'm a fan of design, exterior design, car design, art, interior design, and I found this one to be interesting. This is a small little apartment. You can see here. I think it's 1 bedroom, 1 living room. It's a 2-floor. 3 major bugs in the home of the layout. Take a look at the layout. So what they've done is they've created these curved walls, and they've hid behind the curved walls some of the utility closets. One thing about Chinese apartments is that you'll find often especially some of the older ones, like the refrigerator will be in the living room because it wasn't designed to have a refrigerator in it. The washing machine will be in the bathroom. Like my washing machine is in my bathroom here, no dryer. So when I dry my clothes, I have to lay them out on this little spreader in front of the windows to dry. At the college, my washing machine is on my balcony, and I have to hang my clothes out on the balcony. But I think this is very innovative. Check this out. Not a huge fan of the color scheme on this one, but yeah, it's a little too white, a little too light in color. It just needs a little more. They try to color it up with this pillow here, I think. But you see the curved walls, right? I mean, this is just a straight, normal. I mean, the layout, if you look at it, the layout is just a rectangle box in the sky. But what they've done on the interior is they've created these curved walls all over. Very modern. See marble and wood. I don't know what that is. But you can see these curved walls. So it's just different. It doesn't look like you're going into a standard Chinese apartment rectangle. And I think it's brilliant what they've done. And I'd love to see more apartments interior. I'd like to see hotels do this as well. The Shangri-La in Guangdong had a little bit of this element as well. But behind these walls are some of the utilities. Let's see here. Yeah, fruit. So you can see behind this wall, you've got some storage. So this is that a water heater? I think so. Yeah. A little bar area behind the wall there. So here's the living room, and behind this wall, I think is the laundry, the stacked laundry. So it's not in the living room. It's not in the bathroom. It's not on the balcony. It's actually hidden in like a little. And this is a apartment roughly the same size as my apartment at the college. Yeah, you can't have children with walls like this. If you have children running around, man, they're just going to draw on all the walls. Yeah, fairly simple simple bedroom, but I like it. I don't understand this element. This lighting element. That's a strange light. Very strange. I'm not sold on that one. Yeah. Oh, look at that, a treadmill. Obviously, that's not big enough for me. I have massive computers and stuff and lights. Kids' playroom. Yeah, you get the right idea. You get the idea. So I just want to share one of these interesting interior design layouts and show you guys what's going on design wise, because this is modern Chinese living. And this is not expensive to do, by the way. This is standard upgrades that you would have when anyone buys an apartment here and they do all the decoration, which is actually built into the mortgage, the amount of money to spend on the decoration. Yeah, this is not a big place, but kind of a standard place. Okay, one more, and then we'll go to the comments and we'll call it a night. Okay, Finland is the world's happiest country, while Zimbabwe is the unhappiest one. I just want to go through this real quick. Show on the list where everyone stands. I didn't see China on this list. Oh, wait. I didn't read through this yet. I'll do this for Rojo Reads the News, guys. See, Israel, Australia, Ireland, and the United States and Canada came just outside the top 10, with the U.S. climbing 2 spaces despite a year of turmoil. But the UK dropped 5 places to 18th after Britain's average life evaluation dropped from a score of 7.717 to 6.8. Bummer. Iceland is a place I do want to go to. Denmark. Most of these are like European countries. The South African country, let's see, also suffered a significant drop was Brazil, where the virus has killed nearly 300,000 people amid public health chaos and political bitterness over the response. Sounds familiar? Here it is. Meanwhile, China climbed from 69th to 52nd after becoming the only major economy to enjoy a year of growth in 2020. India also fared poorly in 90. I thought that was, when I looked at this, India was very, very low on this list, scoring 4.3 out of 10 in the happiness survey and ranking worse than European nations on social support and corruption. So here's the list. Number 1, Finland. Number 2, Iceland. Denmark, Switzerland, Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, Norway. These 8, they're always on the top of these lists. New Zealand, Austria, Israel, Australia, Ireland, the United States, Canada, Czech Republic, Belgium, UK. New Zealand, I've never been, but I've heard some amazing things about New Zealand. It's one of those places now. The bottom of the list, Dominican Republic, Georgia, the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I hate to see it. South Africa, I got a lot of South African friends here in China. They all tell me it's not doing too well these days. Iran, Turkey, Zambia, Iraq, Tunisia. I got a buddy of mine from Tunisia. He's a nice guy. Uganda. I got another friend I just met from Uganda. Venezuela, unfortunately, one of my lifelong friends who I haven't talked to or seen in a long time in New York, from Venezuela. I hope she's doing well. Ethiopia, Kenya, Egypt, Namibia, Myanmar, for obvious reasons, Cambodia. Now, that's surprising. I know Cambodia is a very poor country, but when I was there, I was very, very impressed with the people and how lively and friendly and seemed very happy. Even though they were very poor, they seemed like very happy people. So I'm surprised by that. India, number 92. That is the biggest surprise for me. Jordan, number 3. That also surprises me. Okay. So that's it for that. Wrong button. Let's go to some of your comments and then we'll call it a night. Let's see. We're talking about Zuckerberg. Yeah, Zuckerberg is up there, isn't he? Thank you, Iceman. I hope to have a relaxing weekend. 3-day weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to clean my apartment. I'm going to edit some videos. I'm going to watch movies. I'm going to go see King Kong versus King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm going to see that on the IMAX this weekend. I've been asking this for a long time. Who will win, King Kong or Godzilla? So I heard good news, good things. Got to see it on the IMAX though, right? I can download it and watch it on my, but I elected not to. I elected to wait. So, yeah, look forward to that. Let's see. Any idea when China will lift the quarantine? No idea. None whatsoever. It'll happen soon. My guess is it'll happen this summer and gearing up for the fall term. I think the world will be a completely different place this summer with vaccines coming, going into place, travel bubbles finally starting to take hold, vaccine passports. You're going to start to see things open up a little bit. Larry Page once said he would donate all his fortune to Elon Musk to change the future of mankind. He did? He said that? Yeah, gotta give it up. I sat in the new Model Y. I've been in a ton of Model 3s and a ton of Model S's, but I finally got to go for a ride in a Model Y. It's just like a Model 3. It's just a little bit more headroom, but I was very impressed with the Model Y. The Model Y is a car. I know they want to call it a compact SUV, but no, it's a car. There's no ground clearance. I wouldn't take that thing on a dirt road. No way. No, I would. That's why I'm waiting for the truck, the Cybertruck. And they just announced it looks like the Cybertruck's going to come out sooner than originally planned. The reason for that, of course, is they've got a lot of competition for electric vehicles, man, and electric trucks are going to be huge. They're going to be huge. I'm telling you, electric trucks, they're going to be huge. Leave the West, you will be rich in China. It depends on where you live. If you live in a tier 1 city, probably not. Tier 1 cities in China are world-class cities, and you pay the price to live in them. I mean, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Beijing, Shanghai, these are world-class cities. Hong Kong, man, you're going to pay a buttload of money to live any kind of decent lifestyle. So you got to make some money to live there. That's why I love Zhongshan. I'm an hour outside of those major cities on both sides, and I pay a fraction of the living costs. So I live a pretty good life on a teacher's salary in Zhongshan because of it. You were right, Iceman. Even the first tier city like Shenzhen is relatively reasonable. I disagree. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I disagree. I mean, Houston is pretty reasonable. Yeah. But LA, San Francisco, even with everything that's gone on in the last year, there's still very, very expensive places to live. Shenzhen is pretty dang expensive. I mean, it's not as bad as LA. Hong Kong is definitely higher, but that's one of the most expensive places in the world to live, right? But Shenzhen is not cheap, man. Shenzhen is not cheap. I guess it's all relative to your lifestyle and how you live your life, right? YouTube and Google are the best teacher. I agree, Leo. I definitely do. I learned so much from YouTube and Google and the internet. But as far as language learning, I've struggled with Chinese language acquisition via YouTube and the internet. I find the best is in class teaching. That's just how I learn personally. I like structured courses with an end goal, book, teacher, interaction. That's just me. Yeah, free source of learning. Yeah, Tiger Moms is the Tiger Moms. Yeah, Tiger Moms. Yes, thank you. The Oval Office in the White House has curved walls to hide the idiots. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Okay. You guys know that I like Biden. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's night and day compared to what we had before. So I'm pretty happy so far. When will you be getting the vaccine in China? I'll have to wait. I have to wait until probably the end of April, because if you didn't catch the beginning part of the live stream, I talked about my foot and the medication I've been taking for the pain in my foot. The pain is going away. It's not bone spurs, thank God. It is just inflammation, and continue my therapy, continue wearing the proper shoes, stay off the trails, no weightlifting, just swimming, and it will get better, but it's going to take a long time. But I have the guidance of a doctor now, and very happy with that. Australia pay really high up to the top. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Australia is not a cheap place to live either. It does depend on your job and your lifestyle and your spending habits. I mean, it depends on what you want. I learned how to install my mini split AC from YouTube. Saved data. Yeah, I saved so much money from YouTube for car repairs. I need to learn how to repair my car. I go to YouTube first. Hello, teacher. I'm your student of China. Thank you, Sunshine. Appreciate it. You're my teacher. Well, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. So, Sunshine, am I a good teacher or a bad teacher? Tell the world. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Everyone, thank you for watching. A couple things coming up before I end the stream here. Again, possible very, very big news coming up in a couple weeks. Life-changing news. And just be on the lookout for that. A little tease for you. So very excited about that. Mom, Dad, if you're watching, I'm going to call you soon and let you guys know about that because it is very, very exciting news. And I'll announce it to everyone else as soon as I'm ready. Let's see. All my brothers are on their way to Xinjiang. So the vlogging community in China is on their way to Xinjiang. I wish you guys all the best. Godspeed. Remember to show your truth to the world, whatever that truth may be. Yeah, and I think that has to do it. Coming up, vlogs. My next vlog will be the Guangdong Grand Canyon, an absolutely gorgeous, one of the most beautiful places in China I've been to. I hope that my camera captured the beauty of this place and the unique situation we were in. We were on a rainy day during the spring festival, and we were the only ones in the entire canyon. We had the whole canyon, hiking that canyon to ourselves. It was insanely gorgeous. I really, truly hope the camera picked it up. I haven't really gone through the raw footage of it yet. After that will be the Havel videos. I've got Guangdong and Dongguan. I'm going to the RV show this week in Dongguan. So I'll be doing a video on that. A couple of hotel reviews, including the Hui Boutique Hotel in Shenzhen, which is rated, at one point it was rated the #1 boutique hotel in China. And it's a design hotel. Very, very unique. Every corner, nook, and cranny has something interesting to show you. Very interesting place. Can't wait to show you that. More car videos, food videos. The hamburger hunt is done. So I got another hamburger hunt coming out, as well as many China randoms and a couple other big surprises coming your way. So thank you all for joining me. It is late. It is time for me to get to bed. It is after midnight here. I just want to say thank you all for your continued support, and I hope everyone is safe and happy wherever you are, and go Dodgers.